G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. Look, they reckon this morning 9 degrees and tell you the truth, I slept in. I didn't feel that. So, but about 24, 25 today they're saying. So today's Sunday, Sunday morning, and Judy's gone off to the Shalom markets in Bundaberg, and it's at the Catholic college there. They have a great market for fruit and veggies and things, so Jude shot off to there. She likes to go and catch up with the daughter and all that, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to do a stew. And normally I do the stews Mondays, but this coming Friday, which is the 30th of April, we're actually heading off on our 3 weeks down through New South Wales, Victoria and places like that. So I've been mucking around doing the car. It's nice to go away in a nice clean vehicle, so I've given the Triton a wash and I've wiped it out and vacuumed it out, and I've polished it so that all the bug guts don't stick on so much. Well, that's my story anyway. And yeah, I'll do the windows shortly, and I've just cleaned the mag wheels on it, and we'll spray a bit of tyre shine and just start the trip with it. Yeah, look, just with a nice clean car. So when we're heading out of town, we've got a nice feeling of a nice clean car, and then we can just mess it all up from there. We'll see how we go. It's bloody dry up here in Queensland, and we're going from here west out to St George, which is about 8 hours drive west of us here the first day, and we have accommodation booked and all that sort of thing. So apparently we're going to see it very dry out there, and look, we're dry here. I can actually see the bottom of my dams now. So yeah, we certainly hope that, you know, perhaps in the 3 weeks while we're away we get a few showers. Our daughter, she's coming to stay and look after Kelly dog and keep the gardens going and do all that sort of thing. So so we'll be keeping in touch with her. But look, we have plenty of water for the house. Back early in the year we got a couple of showers, and that was enough to put a lot of water in the tanks. So certainly plenty for Judy and myself, as we're not big water users, and we have a spare tank up the back behind Bundy Bear's shed yet, so that'll be fine. I'll have everything ready for Adele, and she's going to water things for us and things like that. So the veggie garden, it's that dry that our veggies, where I put the high veggie garden out the back, I'll probably take you for a little walk there later and show you. But we've got like tomatoes coming on. We've been picking tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and we have some other ones on behind, and some chilies, and we've been doing okay in the garden department. But it's been that dry and that little food around for everything. We've had rats coming in, and the rats come in, and you have a cabbage leaf, and you know, the cabbage leaf is like as thick as your finger at the bottom where it goes out. Well, they're chewing that off and they're eating the whole thing. And because the veggie garden was so thick, I didn't notice to start with, and they got a little bit of a head start on me. Because yeah, look, I water it a couple of days a week and things like that. But yeah, and half a cauliflower. I ate the whole half out of a cauliflower, and ate broccoli, but yeah, just took a lot of leaves out and munched on tomatoes and things like that. So rats must be hungry. But anyway, we fixed that. There's no rats there anymore. So rat sack, it's a wonderful thing. And Judy said she was starting to have trouble with rats over in the chook pen as well. And we used to have a nice old snake over there, and we've had carpet snakes over in the chook pen for a while, but Jude was telling me there was a brown snake over there, which you got to watch them a bit. You know, they bite you, they'll kill you. But you know, they don't seem to worry. They seem to know that you belong there for some reason. But anyway, she knew where to look for the snake. It was under this box sort of thing, and it made its winter home there. So we sort of left it there. And usually they only come around for a little while. We had a carpet snake up the back in Bundy Bear's shed. Well, it was there for 18 months or so. And even though you knew it was there, every time you saw it, you'd startle you. You'd oh shit, there's Sylvester. We used to call him Sylvester the snake. Anyway. And but anyway, he was asleep one day on the side of the shed, so I run a tape on him, and he was 6 foot long, and he didn't seem to care much. He was a happy old fella. But I got an electrician in one time to wire, to sort out some high bay lights in the shed. And, he was up there and he found Sylvester. Well, he walked off. He wasn't hanging around. But yeah, look, the snakes moved on, and Jude said without the snake there's mice and rats coming back again. So so we've put baits out and we've cleaned up quite a few already. Even in the garage, on the side of the house, they must get in under the roller door if we have it open or something, and we could see a little bit of mouse poop there. So so we dropped baits in there and under a cupboard and under shelving where no little kids can get at it, and so they're all gone. We seem to have fixed the problem. It took about a week or 10 days, and we seem to be reasonably rat free. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we haven't been getting any other produce taken or used or anything like that, and we have found a couple of dead bodies. So Jude's got a little lawn locker there where she keeps a bit of food she puts out for the wild birds, and a little bit of hay for mulch for the garden. So we've popped a few baits in and around there, so hopefully we're on top of that. And I gave them a bit of a prune yesterday. The tomatoes are a funny thing. As they grow, leaves that touch the ground, they get a bit of a bacteria in them, and they start to go off colour, but it's no big deal. You just chop them and keep going. And so I got out there yesterday on one end. I still need to do the other, but I probably won't get to that. I've got things to do, and stuff that I'd like to get hold of, and get done. Yesterday, Saturday, I put in a fair day on the Massey 135 6-speed, and it's all one piece now. So I still haven't put the brake shoes in, but I've done videos yesterday mainly, on assembling the clutch, on fitting the flywheel. I was actually doing up the clutch bolts. They're a 5/16 UNC bolt, and they have quite a long part without a thread that's used as a dowel. So anyway, I don't normally tension them up. I usually just get a 3/8 ratchet and just nip them up. You got to do them about 25 foot-pounds, and there's a spring washer on them. So anyway, I was just running around them and bink, one broke, and I thought, oh shit. I did notice that there was a couple of other bolts in there, like a couple of ring-in bolts there, and whoever put them there, they didn't have a long body on them. So I pulled all the bolts out because I had to pull the clutch off again to get the broken piece out of the flywheel. And yeah, look, all the bolts, they all had a waste on them. When you get a solid piece, and where the bolt's stretched, it gets a little waste, and you can put a ruler down the side and you can see a fat thread than where it's stretched in the middle. So so 4 of the 6 were like that. So I made new bolts, and I got the other one out of the flywheel and got all that back in and going, and the throw-out bearing on, and the front axle bolster, it's on, the piece that the front axle pivots on, it's bolted onto the front with a new pin and all that now. And in Bundy Bear's shed here, I've got the front axle out of the tractor where it has a bush in it that pivots on the front axle pivot pin. Someone had welded bushes in, and look, they'd made a right cock up of it really. So I was fortunate enough that I had an axle whole front assembly out of a TE20, and the early 135s, it's the same axle, but they had a thin bush. So I've got that in here in Bundy Bear's machine shop here, and I'm hoping this week to get it in the mill and get that board out and get the later type 1.5" modern bush that I use in there. So when I come back, I can pop the axle in, and then we'll start doing the kingpin housings and kingpin bearings and all that sort of thing. So but what that's done for me, which was something I was working towards, is it's freed up the splitting gear for the multi-power tractor, which is going to be the trekking tractor. So I've been mainly working on the 6-speed at this stage, just to get the splitting gear out of under the 6-speed, so I can pop it into under the multi-power, because being my tracking tractor coming up, I'm a bit keen to pop that multi-power box out and have a quick look there. And look, we'll probably put a new clutch in, and Quality Tractor Spares gave me that new seal that replaces the rope seal to try on the back, so I would like to try that as well. So yeah, when we come back, we won't be back until about the 20th of September, so this may be the last stew between now and then. We're taking the cameras with us. Judy's going to take the Nikon and I'm going to take the Lumix that I'm using now, and yeah, we're just going to take photos and little videos and that along the way, but most of the time we'll be staying in motels, so we're looking at, well, we don't know how much editing we're going to do. Some of the motels, they offer free Wi-Fi, but oh Christ, it's slow. And we do have a fair bit of mobile capacity on our mobile phones, so we'll just see. I'm taking the laptop that I do the editing on with us, so we may or may not have a stew next week. We'll just see. We don't know at this stage. Today I have another thing happened through the week. Banggood gets onto you all the time, and anyway, I knocked a lot of it back, and I got those micrometers that they sent last time, and they're pretty average as they came out of the box, but they're certainly something we can work with. So I ended up taking them down and gave them to my mate Rick, and we went through setting them up and all that, but he hasn't done it yet, the bugger. He hadn't set some up, but anyway, he'll do it one day. And so yeah, I passed that on. I didn't need them, and they got onto me the other day, and I thought, well, you know, what am I going to do? Am I going to bug around with this stuff? And look, to tell you the truth, it is good fun. It gives you a chance to get a few knickknacks in your shop for free, and it isn't bad fun doing it sometimes. And yeah, like the bore scope I've got, and my temperature my temp gun and all that sort of thing. Look, they work fine. So it appears to me that they seem to be pretty good on the electronics, because they probably make it for everyone, and some of the measuring gear and things like that aren't quite up to scratch. So I know Double Boost, he's has a good run with their drills and things like that, so I haven't gone that way, but they got onto me the other day, and I thought, oh well, I might stay away from the machine shop tools and look for something electronic. I believe that's better. So look, what I've done, they sent me a little jigger the other day, and this is it here. So it's an ultrasonic cleaner, and it's a 3-litre ultrasonic cleaner, and it's well, an ultrasonic cleaner. I think Gordon Perry from Waterhouse Ford, he used to clean some parts in one, but Judy's given me some goodies already to test it with, so we'll test it on a bit of jewellery. But look, the main reason I went that way with it was the carby parts. I'd be interested to see if it does like a Fergie carby, you know, the aluminium housing, and they say, look, it's only 3 litres, it will fit the parts of a carby in. The more you put in, probably the less it will clean, or the longer it will take, I'm presuming. And they say don't let parts overlap, or you know, the ultrasonic bit doesn't quite work as well. So the plan with that is to do a video for Banggood, whether it's good, bad or otherwise. But I do have a couple of carby bodies tucked away here for like exchange units I'm trying to work up. So we're going to drop a couple of carby parts in and see, and that was the main reason I went that way. I'll do that today sometime when I get a chance. I'll sit down and have a rum, and while I'm having a little sip and contemplating the meaning of life, all that, I'll have that buzzing away in the background. So we'll try a little bit of Judy's jewellery for the video, and I'd like to put a couple of brass parts and like carby jets and all that. And they say if parts are a bit dirty, it does have a heat function on it, and you can take it up to 60-80 degrees or something like that. So I'm going to put it on the warm setting. They say put some dishwashing liquid or a detergent of some sort in there, so I'm going to do that and give that a run. Now, I asked for the 240 volt Australian one, and that's what they've sent me. And I'll just take this top out for a second, and it says, yeah, 220, 240 volt, 50 hertz, so that's down ours. Frequency 40 kilohertz. Ultrasonic power 100 watts, heating power 100 watts, made in China. And at the back it's got that standard jug cord type thing with 3 prongs in it. And what they sent with it is they've sent that, you know, your standard jug cord type thing at this end, but there's only 2 prongs at that end. And I was reading the pamphlets and it said, oh, make sure it's earthed and all that. So what they do then, they send you this adapter. So you have 3 prongs there, but there's no earth, and it says to use one with an earth. So anyway, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the cord off my angle fridge. It has 3 here, 3 on this end and 3 on that end, and I haven't even checked if it plugs in, but I'm expecting it to. Yeah, so look, that plugs in fine. So I'm going to use this cord off my camping fridge. I'm just not happy with that. It looks like a standard, you know, most computers have a cord like that anyway. So we're going to do that, and hopefully try and do that today. No more tractor work today. It's time to tidy up and finish the work. And nephew Ray's coming down shortly, in a couple of days, to pick his caravan up. He didn't come down this last week gone when I was expecting him. They ended up having a leak on the front seal of his gearbox, so I went to work this last Monday because I was expecting him this last week. But when they pulled the clutch out of his Toyota Prado, the front gearbox seal was leaking, and no one wanted to do it. They'd actually send the gearbox into Rockhampton from Banana, which is a few hours away, to get it done. So that's all done now. So I believe he's going to come and stay Thursday night, and we're driving out Friday morning. So I'm going to work tomorrow anyway, on Monday, sorry, just to keep the show on the road in at the shop there and see. But yeah, I've got to finish tidying up the car today. It's all serviced up. I've got to put new wiper blades on yet, and I've just shifted the GPS. It has got a screen on the dash where you can hook your phone and use Google Maps. Yep. I don't know, I'm just not that keen on that. I've put another GPS on the side, a VMS one, and it gives me speed warnings, speed camera alerts, red light camera alerts, where the toll roads are. It gives me function that the standard Google Maps on the phone doesn't do. So I've got that set up there. We've just cleaned all the fridge out and that, so I need to put that back. And we've got a main battery in the Triton plus 2 auxiliary batteries. So if we want to park up somewhere and go on a cruise or something, and we've got something in the fridge, there'll be plenty of power there for that. And tidying up the bull bar, and look, just polishing it up nicely. And I'm looking forward to that. Judy's got a pile of bags and shit inside there already for me. Then make sure that goes and make sure this goes. So we'll see how we go. So look, thanks for hanging around. I'll just take you out and show you the veggie garden, and a couple of quick clips just to show you. I haven't got much else to offer this week. Look, we're going to have a great trip away, and we might run into a few of you here and there. We'll see what happens. And yeah, just going to have a break and have a look at things. With the drought in Queensland, business is very quiet. And yeah, that's why, part of the reason why we're going away. Business is quiet, and by Judy and myself going away, the other staff will handle it. When it's flat out, all hands on deck, we all need to work and go for it. But at the moment, things have slowed up a bit. The new Queensland Tractor Spares.com.au website is on its way. I'm waiting. I'm hoping it's all organised while I'm away. I've got stuff I want to do to it and new products to put in, but I'm at a stage where I can't put it in the old one because most of the stock has been put into the new one, and they're still tidying up and getting the HTML code out of the descriptions and things like that. Stuff I don't really know a lot about. And then once we come back also we're handing our Google AdWords account and Facebook page and that over to a company that looks after that for you. Yes. So I don't know, we'll just see how we go with that, but all we need is rain. If we can get a bit of rain, yeah, the whole world will be better over here in Australia, but it's very, very dry. So look, have a great week everyone. I'll be heading out with a big grin and a bottle of Bundy and a bottle of Jacob's Creek in the back seat just in case. I might even drop some Coronas in the fridge if Jude doesn't fill it up with shit. And she's going to buy a bit of bottled water today, so must need to wash the windows or something. We will see. Well look, have a great week everyone, and we'll catch you later, right? And that there's the Fergie axle that I've got already. I've got it all bead blasted up ready, and these steering wheels here, there's a little story to them. There's some David Brown tractor steering wheels and they're warranty claims. They come out of the factory a bit dicky by the look of them. But this one here, that's a Fordson one, and some of the Fordson ones are a little loose in the spline here, so we always have a look at the spline before we send them out, and if they're a bit loose in the spline they don't go anywhere. We keep them here, and what the idea is there is I'll just pick one up and come for a walk to the dungeon. I've seen other blokes do it and I'm wondering about putting a tractor steering wheel, a little bit big I've been thinking, on the side of the mill here. So I've got the side of the mill pulled out, and it's always been a problem with the levers here, and the trouble with the levers is that when you least expect it they come up under here and they hit the DRO. So there's a couple of thoughts going on here. We've got lots and lots of cable with the DRO underneath it, so I'm thinking about taking this whole bracket here off and popping it over on the wall here, and just on a slide-in bracket, so if I ever want to open this door here, I can just lift that off and open the door and it won't be a worry, and that will give me a nice heap of room here to put a steering wheel on. But look, I may not use this one yet. We'll just see. I might find a smaller one. We don't know, but a couple of little jobs here. Now this bit of 4140, that sits there, and that's what I bolt the front axles to. When I'm rebushing the front axles I can clamp them down on top of that. That's nice and true, and the boring head comes down the guts there. And I got hold of a piece of railway iron and I cut him off nice and square, and it's pretty good underneath here. I'm toying up with running this bloke across the top and making just a nice little anvil for down here. I've got an anvil up the big shed, but just something for Bundy Bear's shed here. And the other option is machine a little bit off here. You know, I don't really need a point on an anvil down here, but I was thinking that it'd be a reasonably sensible thing to clamp this here in the vise and just dress the top here, and that would give me a nice flat surface to just straighten something out on, or just a thin surface. And I was even thinking of leaving one edge rounded and making one edge straight, so you could have a sharp edge if you wanted to fold something little down here, but we do have a straight edge there. So look, I don't know about that. That's just thinking out loud at this stage. It's not high on the list. This is the worm drive out of the quill feed on the little mill. So yeah, look, which way we go with that I'm not sure. Chances are I won't get that done. I might have to pop it together just to get the axle machined and work out the steering wheel option later. We'll see. And I've got the Triton in the shade here, so next to the caravan for the moment. So I've got all the cleaning products there, and we have one spare battery up in the back there, another one under the bonnet. So it's getting tidied up, it's been all polished, and I've just given it a rinse off, make sure I've got all the polish off, and it'll get a nice wipe over again soon. I put new rubber on it the other day, Open Country 265s, so nice wide pattern. Great car, I reckon. Some people poo-hoo the Tritons, but geez, I reckon they're a good thing. Nice and cheap. So anyway, we'll see. You can hear the chooks in the background going nuts, but there's the tomatoes at one end. That's where I've got my shipping container, my little machine shop. Look, that's thick as, that's looking quite healthy, but down through here, all the cabbages and that. This was where, that was where the rats got in. Ate that fella off. And you can see the stems on that. But yeah, so I suppose they got to eat, but they can eat somewhere else. So, bit of a cauliflower coming on here, that's a nice one. Judy picked one of these yesterday, and I think she's chopped it in half, take half into mum and dad in town. And what have we got here? Oh, no, that's another cauliflower forming. We have a head of broccoli over here, and look, it's looking okay. I got in and lifted the skirts of the tomatoes. These are mainly cherry tomatoes, and no shortage of them coming on. We've been picking these and eating them. So there's a few more ripening up. They'll get a good water today. And there's a little chilli bush there. We've been doing okay out of that. There's some little chilies coming on. And we have some larger tomatoes hiding in the back there, so. But yeah, and that's, we just put little pots of rat sack out. So before we go away, in case the grandson comes while we're away, all that stuff will disappear. Be put into a safe place. So yeah, the veggie garden's done us well so far. I'll take you around and show you my potatoes. These old girls, they're up in the shade under the mango tree. You can see the bird feeder in there swinging around. The birds use that, and Jude puts a bit of food in there for them, and helps them out in the dry times. There's not much around. And there's my spuds. Nice little crop, only a little crop, but that's fine. The garlic needs a bit of a weed, but it won't get one. There, potatoes are looking good. That little lemon tree, it's a cracker. It's look at the flowers and all on that at the moment. So it's just at the start of spring, everything's starting to fire up. And when we come around the end here, can you hear the bees in the basil? I can hear them out here. I suppose you can hear them, I don't know. But yeah, we actually, at the moment it's so dry, we're keeping that watered. Like it's long past its use by date, but we're actually keeping that watered just so the bees and things have got something to come along with. But yeah, they're loving it. And got some nice little fiery hot chilies there too. Hey, burn on the way in, burn on the way out. Some of that stuff. Judy makes a lovely sauce with them. But yeah, when we go over to the next garden bed I've been doing, we've just been filling that up with compost for the moment. So we have the side out of it, and we're just putting tomato scraps, any prunings and all that in there at the moment. So we'll see. that'll take a while to fill up, but yeah, we're not in a hurry.